Hey Coach, welcome. It's day 3 of the Princeton Offense Challenge. Excited you guys are here. Today we're breaking down skills and drills. What do we teach our players? Clearly we have the strategy, we have the X's and O's, the tactics that carry out the strategy. Now we need the players to fuel the tactics to carry out the strategy. So what do we teach our players? What do we teach them specifically? Strategically, and I am very detailed on what skills we teach our players. Very strategic on what I pick. We don't waste time in practice. We don't waste any time in practice putting in skills that we're not going to also execute in the game. So we're very strategic in the skills that we choose offensively. So before we get into that, let me pull up our slides here. I want to get, and actually I do need to change this real quick because we are still on the last one. And there we go. Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about skills. Skills are the ultimate equalizer. This is something that we all know. You can't shooting cure. We talk about shooting. Shooting cures a lot of ills. All right. If you can shoot the ball at an excellent clip, you know, that's going to cure a lot of other problems. All right, so skills are the ultimate equalizer in a game. And in today's challenge, we're going to choose and drill the skill work that's directly translated to our offensive execution. So we're going to be breaking down skills, and just not the skills that you would think, the dribbling, the passing, the shooting, but there's other skills in the game offensively that we need to make sure that we work on, that we teach, and that we rep. Okay, so before we get into that, just a quick review or any big takeaways. If you're in the chat, if you're watching a replay, any big takeaways from day 2. Day 2 was the X's and O's. All right, so the Princeton offense has 4 core series. Think about the Princeton offense as 4 offenses in one. You have the low post series, which is their 4-round 1. All right, the low post 4-round 1 offense. You have the chin series, which is their high post 4-round 1 offense. That's their continuity offense, I should say. Then you have the point series, which is their ball screen, the split screen and the ball screen offense. This is the more of the attack style offense that Princeton runs. And then we have the open series, and that's Princeton's 5-out offense, right? And then once you have those core series down, and this is just to understand how the mechanics at the first principles level, how those core series work, now you can pick and choose 2 of them, put them together, and then we can start to modify them and even get even more specific to the talent you have. And then you can learn how to take one series and flow into any other of the 3. And then any of those 3 back into the 1. Right? And if you have been installing this year over year over year, your players kind of get this corporate knowledge. Your incoming freshmen, sophomores that are freshman team, JV team, they come to you at varsity level. They already have this baseline foundation, and then you just start flying. And then you can run all 4 series very simply and just bang from one to the next, to the next, to the next. Okay, so all right, June 5th, I am going to be in Salina, Ohio. This is going to be the 8th coaching clinic strictly for the Princeton offense that I've put on. The tickets for this clinic are going to be $97 because it's going to be 1 day instead of 2 at this point. There's still a chance I might go work with another team on a second day. But if you join VIP to this challenge, first of all, you get 14 free days to my inner circle. And if you stay past the 14 days, it's $47 a month. You can attend this clinic for just $47. And then if you want to cancel after that, you're more than welcome. Or if you want to stay, you're more than welcome to after that. But I do want to let you know that after this challenge, a week from this Saturday, I'm going to be doing a 2-day workshop where I'm going to go a lot deeper into what we're doing during this challenge. And then 2 weeks after that, on June 5th, on that Friday, from I believe 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern until 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be on the court with the varsity boys team, and we're going to be breaking down pretty much all of this offense start to finish. All right, we're going to go straight through 8 hours. We're going to go through as much as we possibly can. And I'm really excited to do it. I'm really excited. We almost did not have a clinic this spring, but Coach Pyatt stepped up, and we're going to be getting after it. So Coach Jackson says, let's go. Coach Jackson is upstairs in bed. Let's hope he stays there. So skills, the ultimate equalizer in our game. All right. When we talk about strategically skilled, what skill work and what drills are you running in practice? Right? When I played, we started off every practice with a double suicide. Then we would do 3-man weave. Then we would do 4-ball layups. We did the zigzag drill. We did the circle shooting. We did the 2-line passing, where you just chest pass and slide and chest pass and slide, then chest pass and run. And all of this stuff, it's great. It gets you moving, but it's not incredibly strategic, and it doesn't really correlate with what we do in an actual game. So once I went and saw some real Princeton practices, when I went to the Air Force Academy, and then I've been to Richmond twice, I've been to Muskingum to visit with Jim Burson a couple times. And when I watch Air Force, I watch Richmond, they don't do anything in practice that they don't do in an actual game. You don't do 3-man weaves in games. You don't do 2-line passing in games. All right, and I know the idea here is to get more repetition with a certain skill. And I still like the zigzag drill. I would probably do that a little bit differently, but and we still do circle shooting, but we can do it a little bit differently to make it more game situation. If the goal is just to get reps up, but we want to get everything that we do in game. We want to make our practice almost identical. All right, we want the shots that we take to look like the shots that we're going to get in the game. We want to practice game shots. All right, we want to practice game type dribbling. All right, and we want to only work on stuff that our players are actually going to execute. I'm going to break that down start to finish. And at the very end of this, I'm going to try to go through this pretty quick, but at the end of this presentation, I'm actually trying to pull up some clinic video of me going through skill work with the varsity boys team in Indiana on court. So hang on for that. The 3 core basketball skills. All right. 1, we have to dribble the basketball. All right. We dribble the basketball to facilitate the offense. All right. We dribble the basketball to drive and score. All right. If you think about have you seen the old videos of the teams back in the 50s? Playing basketball, where no one's dribbling the basketball. It's just pass and move, pass and move, pass and move, right? And now there's so much dribbling in the game, but we dribble the basketball to facilitate the offense, to drive and score. We pass the ball in our offense to advance the offense, and advance the ball up the court, advance the offense from one action to another action to another action, all right? And we pass the ball to assist on shots. And then the 3rd core skill is we shoot the basketball. We shoot the ball to score in the offense, layups, pull-ups, jump shots. Okay, we shoot the basketball so that we can score. These are the 3 core skills that everyone focuses on. Dribbling in the offense, passing in the offense, shooting in the offense. There are more offensive skills that we don't focus on nearly as much. All right, and the way that I approach skill work is we put these in the offense, right away. We start drilling these in our skills right away. So there are individual actions that are also skills. Cutting in your offense, that's a skill. screening in your offense. It's a skill. And I'm not talking about reading anything right now. I'm just talking about the movement itself. Cutting in the offense is a skill, screening in the offense, posting up in the offense, and then the one that we never think of is filling in the offense. Standing on the opposite corner and having the anticipation and the timing to when do I fill to the wing? Right? Or standing judiciously on a wing, patiently waiting for when do I cut? When do I screen? When do I post? When do I fill the next spot? I am not, and coaches who have seen me go through this before, I am not I'm not a small-sided games guy. I don't like teaching and repping my offense 3-on-0, 4-on-0. Now, when I first started as a varsity coach, I did. The first 2 years, we did a lot of 3-on-0, a lot of 4-on-0. My second year, we did a little bit less. My third year, we cut it out completely. Everything was 5-on-0, 5-on-5. That's everything we did. And there's a specific reason for that. And I don't have that drawn up or plan to go into that in this video. But basically, imagine doing a drill 3-on-0 or even 3-on-3. What's going to happen is you design the drill, you tell them what to do, but players are smart, kids are smart, they get good at the drill. They find out what the drill is, they find out what the rules are, and then they'll start cheating. Maybe it's not even cheating. They'll start doing things in the drill that they can't do because there's 4 other players on the court. They have 2 more teammates and there's 2 more defenders on the court, and they can't see them. They can't visualize where those players are. So they'll drive someplace where they can't do. They'll make passes in certain places that they can't make. And then the 2 players who aren't involved in the immediate action, if you're drilling a part of your offense, a structured part of your Princeton, let's say, when you make this one pass, what happens is on the other side, there's going to be filling, or there's going to be cut, there's going to be movement on the other side. And if you don't get those players standing over there just anticipating, watching, anticipating, getting ready to learn when to fill, to learn that timing. Now we can modify that drill and do 3-on-0 again, but you're going to have to do like 4 iterations of that 3-on-0 to get everyone involved. But not all 5 are ever going to be involved at the same time. So to teach our offense, I'm big 5-on-0. I'm not a small-sided games guy. And I wanted to get that out there, so off my soapbox. What's the goal of each of these skills and actions? To create separation. If we can't create separation, we can't score. Right? And that's 1-on-1 with the basketball. That's 1-on-1 without the basketball. That's 5-on-0, 5-on-5. If we can't create separation, we can't get open. If we can't create separation, if we can't separate the defender from the midline underneath the rim, we're not going to be able to get our post to score. We're not going to be able to get a driving lane to the basket. We have to create separation all over the place. Right? And we start hammering this concept in immediately with skills. What's this strategic approach to training for player development? This is that big controversial, trainers versus coaches, right? Especially online Discord. And I remember even before there was YouTube and all this stuff, when I just started coaching, we didn't go on the internet to find much at all because there was really nothing. When did YouTube come out? 2006, 2007. I started coaching in 2001. We didn't have, there was always still this, and training wasn't so big back there. Now everyone's training. And the fight for me is, as a coach, and Gino, and I think I hinted at this earlier, maybe on day 1, Gino Ramos says, players are more talented than ever, more skilled than ever. Everyone's got a trainer. Everyone can do all this stuff, right? But the one thing that they can't do, right, is once you put them with 4 other players on a court and 5 other defenders, they don't know how to play together, right? We don't go outside to the park and play anymore. And so those instincts aren't there. We're spending so much time on individual training, and then when we come to play the team game, we struggle. But there's a balance to that, because if you watch any personal training video, and this is where it kind of gets controversial and might upset some people, more so maybe from the training aspect. And I think there's a lot of trainers that would agree with me. They teach so many advanced skills, and there's so many cool things, and I love every single one of them. I'm like, man, that's really smart. I like that. That's a travel. You're teaching a travel. You're teaching a travel. And but they're teaching that in such a general way, and it almost a lot of that advanced stuff, it feels to me in a lot of situations almost correlates to the professional game more than the high school game, or even the collegiate game, because we don't have the same space to play in. There's not all that dribbling in our offenses. If there is all that dribbling in our offense, then you got 5 defenders just standing, just watching the one guy dribble the basketball. And I want to be strategic with the skills that I teach, because we only have them for a limited amount of time, and we can't work on skills for 2 hours a day. All right? And we can't instruct them, or we can't coach them all off season to make sure they're getting the reps with these skills as well. We need to develop, and it's my philosophy, one good move and one counter move. All right? Again, like when we talked about the X's and O's yesterday, it's binary. We need a move that they can, like a blow by, for example. We need to be able to blow by someone and just go straight to the basket. I do like the Cooper Flagg kid. If you watch him play for Dallas, you watch him go to the basket, it's head down, and he gets bumped, and he just goes hard, straight line drives. I love the straight line drive. So we're going to teach our players with a live dribble and off the pivot how to go by someone. And then we need one counter move. All right, you take me away to the right, I'm going to cross over and go left. That's the counter. I can beat you right, I can beat you left. I can blow by, or I can cross over. A move and a counter move. And it's the same approach, same philosophy we have with our offense. All right, if the wing is open, I'm going to throw it there, we're going to run low post. If the wing's not open, I'm going to throw it over here, and we're going to run chin, or we're going to 2-pass reversal, run low post on the other side. We're going to have a counter to what the defense takes away. Same thing individually with skills. Now, if you're running a European ball screen offense, the type of skills you might emphasize might be a lot different than the skills that we emphasize in Princeton. And if you're running chin, the skills you might emphasize might be a lot different than the skills you emphasize if you're running point, maybe heavy point, heavy chin. You're going to be doing a lot of different stuff. If you're playing a physical game, a lot of low post, a lot of backdoor guards into the post, bringing your 5 up high, you're going to be really wanting to emphasize low post scoring moves. Okay, so we want, but at the bottom line, the bottom foundation line is we want to have one good move and one counter move. All right? How do we train our players to improve and execute each and every skill in each and every action? In the practice setting. All right? Repetition. Repetition is the mother of all skill. All right? And again, I see there's a couple shooting programs that come across my feed all the time. They're like, you don't have to shoot thousands of shots. You just have to learn how to shoot the right way and get the right mindset. And I'm like, you have to shoot thousands of shots. I would rather a kid have poor form shooting 1,000 shots a day than a kid having perfect form shooting 200 shots a day. There's a big difference in one kid that's going to make more shots in a game than the other kid. It's like, okay, it's a little controversial, but I mean, if you want to be great in this game, it's not easy. And you need the repetition. The players need the individual repetition. And tomorrow when we talk about installing the offense, and this goes on us. If you've ever had players that forget the play or forget the cut or forget the fill, that's on us. We're not repping the offense enough. We're not getting enough repetition in the offense. All right. Tony Robbins said, repetition is the mother of all skill. Maybe you got it from this guy, Zig Ziglar. Repetition is the mother of learning, the father of action, and makes the architect of accomplishment. It's repetition. The more you do something, the better you're going to get. Period. All right. So if repetition is the mother of skill, we want to emphasize repetition on steroids in practice. And that's my philosophy. I want to be doing the same thing over and over and over again. I've had coaches and mentors tell me, say, look, you've got to mix it up in practice. You got to put in new drills to keep your players' attention and all that. You know, I feel like if you set the expectation, hey, we're coming in here, we're going to work hard, we're going to get better. The better we get, the more we're going to win. The more we're going to win, the more fun we're going to have. You know, it's more of that Kobe mindset than like, you know, hey, the player's going to get bored because we're coming to it. Well, you make it competitive. you know. You get the players to buy into that mindset, they're going to want to work and they're going to see themselves improving. And then we give them that positive feedback when they are improving. It's going to, I mean, we did layups for 8 or 9 minutes a day, every practice all season. I never cut out the time in layups. By the end of the year, we've got 2 kids dunking that could not dunk it at the beginning of the year because of how much layups we did, how many reps they got running and jumping off the right foot, running and jumping off their left foot. Guys never missed layups halfway through the year and on. I mean, and they got better and better and better. And by the end of the year, they're so excited to do layups. The guys are just firing off, compliments and picking each other up. It's awesome. All right. There's a concept that I've been calling repetition stacking. And this is how we maximize the reps in a 2-hour practice, 90-minute practice, whatever your time frame is. We want to make sure that we're stacking reps. And what I mean by that, and I'd say, actually, let me go back here real quick before I pull that one up. And what I mean by repetition stacking is like we're going to teach the very first skill that we teach is going to be the most fundamental. All right, and then we're going to teach a move, we're going to teach a counter move. And then we're going to go on to the next skill set. Now that skill set might be completely different. We're going to teach something passing. All right, and then we're going to go do another skill set. And you'll see this. We're going to actually break down a practice plan for a skill session, like a 30-minute skill session. We're going to break that down on paper today. But once we do like the 3rd or 4th drill, we're going to be including stuff we did in the 1st and 2nd drill. And we go to the 5th drill, we're going to be including stuff that we did in the 3rd and the 4th drill. And so we're not only are we doing the in and out blow-bys, when we come and do dribble moves, we're going to do in and out blow-bys and layups. When we're doing passing, okay, we're doing passing, 2-hand chest passes. And then when we do layups, hey, we're going to be doing 2-hand chest passing, and we're going to be doing cutting, and we're going to be shooting layups. We're working on all of those skills. So we're going to be stacking reps. To hammer this idea of repetition home, this is one of my favorite quotes. Bruce Lee, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. There was a business guy that I follow, and he was telling a story about when he was in high school. He was a wrestler. And every time that he would wrestle, his coach taught him one move, and it was the two-leg takedown. And he's like, that's the only move I did. And that's the only move my coach would let me do. And so he just worked on the 2-leg takedown, the 2-leg takedown, the 2-leg takedown. That's all he did. And then he would go and actually wrestle in a meet. And the other coach is like, just watch the 2-leg takedown. That's the only move he knows. And the kid's like, he was right. That's the only move I knew. But that's because that's the only move he do, and because he got those 10,000 reps, that other kid couldn't stop him. He'd go grab him by the legs, he'd take him down, and then once he took him down, he's like, well, I just let him go, and I let him get back up because I didn't know any other moves. I didn't know how to pin the kid. I didn't know any other fancy. I just knew how to take him down, and he'd get back up, and we'd square off, and I'd take him down, and I know you get points like that in wrestling, but that's the idea here. Right? I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So when I watch trainers train players, and I see all this fancy, all this stuff, which again, is great. I love it. Right? Not necessary, especially for 99% of us coaches at the high school level, especially the high school level. All right? We don't have to get that far, but we need to emphasize reps. So we have, on the individual skill side, dribbling, passing, shooting. You got to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot the basketball in the game of basketball. Individual actions, cutting, screening, posting. I threw posting in there, and filling. Right? We need to post in our we need to cut in our offense. We need to screen our offense. We need to post in our offense. I post everybody. I teach, and if I don't post everybody, I teach everybody how to post. Because we have a lot of players who are role players, can get rebounds, and once they get an offensive rebound, if they don't know how to put it back up and score, if they can't, boom, they got to be able to turn around and post up and be able to make a move. And if not even to score, they turn around and post up so they can get their back to the basket, take control of the basketball, and they can make a good pass back out. All right? And basketball, I've heard Joe Scott said that basketball is the hardest game to coach, hardest game to play, because you have to kill yourself individually to be great at all of these skills. Great at dribbling, great at passing, great at shooting. You have to be so selfish. Cutting, screening, posting, filling, all of this stuff. And then you have to go learn how to do it all together. If you go to like football or something, a quarterback doesn't have to learn they don't have to get repetition running, blocks. They don't have to get, the quarterback doesn't have to get reps running routes. They're a specialist. Right? They drop back, they throw the ball. They drop back, they hand the ball. They read the defense, they call the plays. Right? The linemen, they learn one skill. They learn how to block. And they learn how to pull, and they do all of that stuff. Your receivers, your tight ends, they learn how to run routes. Chop their feet, go right, chop their feet, go left. How to hezzy, how to move. They specialize their skills. In basketball, everyone's got to have everything. Everyone's got to have everything. All right? And as much as possible, in practice, we want to work all of these simultaneously. Okay, so here's a practice plan. And this is very, very legit, very close to how I design my practices. All right, so we'll do I must have skipped the first one. There we go. Start passing. So we might start out, I'll probably do this one like this drill like second, but if we started out start passing, right, we teach two-hand chest passes. We've got 5 lines here, and we're going to throw a two-hand chest pass. We're going to catch it, ball in the air, feet in the air, and while we're in the air, we're going to turn and point our feet at the next place, and we're going to work on two-hand chest passes. I love teaching two-hand chest passes. I don't like teaching the one-hand jobs, the one-hand wraparounds. We don't focus a lot on it. Everything is two-hand chest pass. And when you see us on the court teach this, there's a reason why. If I'm the point guard and I'm coming up the court and I get a kid guarding me and their hands are out like this, and I turn around and throw a two-hand chest pass, well, that kid hands, they just got to stick that hand out there and they get a piece of it. All right? If I can't throw a two-hand chest pass, I've not done the work with my feet to create separation so that I can make that pass. All right? And you'll see us, if you come to the clinic, and you'll see us do this exact same thing at the clinic. We really emphasize that. All right, so we've done, but the skill is the chest passes. Now, we're going to be doing something we call 0 to 60 blow-bys. We're looking for a burst or an explosion on the move. So when I say on the move, all right, this is a live dribble. Ball is dribbling down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit them down here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to lead step blow-by. If I'm dribbling with my right hand, I'm going to step with my right foot, and it's 0 to 60. Accelerate as fast as you possibly can. All right, and we're going to teach you to dribble the ball high. We don't dribble the ball low. If you dribble the ball low and you step, your foot goes forward and the ball stays behind you. So we dribble the ball high. So I push the ball out in front of me and then I go chase it. All right, it lets our players reach their athletic potential at the same time they're doing a highly skilled thing, which is dribbling the basketball. All right, take the basketball out of their hands. They're going to be able to accelerate as fast as we want them to be able to do that with the basketball. That's the move. And then we're going to go 2, 3 or 5 dribbles, and then we're going to crossover, blow by. That's the counter move. I will teach them the scissor crossover. It's the same counter, but there is now more protection. If they're being more closely guarded, they got to cross over scissors between the legs. They have more protection. Now we'll start doing these stationary, and then we'll start having them walk up on the move, and then boom, make the move and go. As they would if they're the point guard, bringing the ball across half court. Oh, I got to make my move, blow by. Make my move, crossover. Okay? So these are 0 to 60 blow-bys. These are the very first offensive moves we're going to teach them. Right? And we might do start passing for 2-3 minutes, 0 to 60 blow-bys, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that. Layups, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, especially early on. I'll never dip down below. I never went below 8 minutes in layups. But we're going to do, and when we do our layups, and if you can kind of see this behind me, we would actually have a line here. And actually, if we get through this, I'll actually show you. But our layup drill is just not it's not a layup drill. Our layup drill, in my mind, is a cutting drill. Because what do we do with everyone we're doing layups? We make the pass, and we jog, and we go. Even if we go hard, we make the pass, and we cut hard, and we go, and we shoot the layup. And every player's focused on the layup. The focus is on the layup. All right? Jump off your left foot, shoot it with the right hand. Jump off your right foot, shoot it with the left hand. Righty on the right, lefty on the left. Now, I'll teach them the layups. We want 4 different layups. A righty on the right, we teach a lefty on the right. And then we teach a righty reverse, then we teach a lefty reverse. I teach them those 4 different layups. All right? Now, in the drill, we're going to throw a 2-hand chest pass, and we're going to receive a 2-hand chest pass. So now that's the first thing the first time you're seeing a stack of skill. We've done star passing, right? And then we did no passing, and we did our dribble moves. And now we're doing layups where, hey, we're bringing passes back. So now we're going to do two-hand chest. I'm going to emphasize two-hand chest passes. I'm going to show them the layups we want, righty on the right, lefty on the right, righty reverse, lefty reverse. And then what I tell them is like, ladies, fellas, this is a cutting drill. So when you make that two-hand chest pass, you're going to hezzy, and then you're going to cut as hard as you can, 0 to 60. It's the hezzy before the cut. So the layup drill is actually a cutting drill, okay? And we'll do that one for 3 minutes. Minute and a half right, minute and a half left. Then we're going to do dribble moves. Dribble moves are these same two lines, except, we'll bring them out here a little bit. Same two lines, now I'm going to put a coach right here, and we're going to dribble up to that coach. And we're going to dribble up to that coach, ball in the right hand or ball in the left. Right side, you don't have to put the ball in the right hand on the right side. Put the ball in your left, point guard. All right, watch the defender do this. It's like, why is the ball in your left hand? That's weird. Okay, we're going to bring the ball up with our right hand or left hand, and then we're going to approach the coach or the cone or the chair or the trash can, and we're going to chop our feet. We're going to make a move, and it's going to be an in and out blow by. Baseline with my right, in and out blow by, middle with my left, all right, or in and out crossover or in and out scissor. So this is the second time that we've now worked on dribble moves. We worked on them in our 0 to 60 blow bys. We did it stationary, then we did it on the move. Now we're doing dribble moves on the move, and then we're doing layups. So now we're stacking the dribble moves. We've already done dribble moves for 5-6 minutes. We've already done layups for 3 minutes. Now we're doing dribble moves again for 3 minutes, and now we're doing layups again for 3 minutes. All right, so that's 6 minutes doing layups, and that's like 8 minutes doing dribble moves. And then we're going to do baseline drives. And baseline drives is as fast as we can. We're going to catch the ball, we're going to dribble to the baseline, turn the corner on the coach, and we're going to shoot different layups. This is more strictly the layup drill. Now we will throw a two-hand chest pass from here to the next one, so we can work on passing a little bit. But baseline drives is now 0 to 60 accelerate on the catch, work on 3 different layups. We don't do a righty on the right coming from the baseline because we want to work on layups from different angles that we're going to get layups in our offense. Like if you backdoor from the corner, right, and if I'm going to jump off a right-handed layup, it's going to be a right-handed reverse. It can't be a right-hander on the strong side because the backboard's in the way. So it's got to be lefty here, righty reverse, lefty reverse. After that, we'll do something like post moves. Okay, so I'm going to teach them on day one. We'll teach them slide hooks. Again, we teach the hook shot with Princeton. I post everybody up. We teach our guards to score off 1 foot with a hook shot. We teach our bigs to score off 1 foot with a hook shot. Even if you're big 6'4", 6'5", all right, are you going to play 6'7", 6'8"? Do you have that kid that's going to guard that kid? If I'm 6'4", okay, and I've got 6'4" guarding me, okay, I can score. If I got 6 foot guarding me, okay, I'll jump hook. If I got 6'4" guarding me, right, I'll make a move and score. But if I or hook shot, but if I got like 6'8" guarding me, it's like, I might I can't drop step on 6'8". No, I can't jump hook on 6'8", but I can get off 1 foot. And I'm telling you, even at the varsity boys level, kids can't shoot righties off the left and lefties off the right. They don't know how to shoot an inside left-hand move. Right? If I'm on the right side, I can't shoot a lefty. And they don't know how to put the English. Even the guys can't do that. I worked with a varsity girls team in Versailles, Ohio. They hosted me for a clinic, and we did skills actually with the varsity group, I think 3 times, just so the coaches could see how much they improved from one skill session to the next. And on the second skill session, girls are shooting reverse layups like the boys do. All right, but they've never done them before. They've never been asked to do that, to work on that highly of a skill before, or that high of a skill before. And then once they tried it, it was ugly on the first day. On the second day, man, it's a lot better. If they kept doing that, I mean, they're getting good. They're going to get good. All right, and then we'll do post moves. So the move is a slide hook all the way across, and then the counters is the reverse slide hook. Okay, so in the post, we have a move and a counter move. All right, and that's just a base example. And we would do those skills every single day. We would add shooting. We would do shooting drills in there. And we might do some transition drills when we do our skill stuff. But we're going to try to do our skill work in 30 minutes early in the season. Then we'll start to cut it back to 25. Then we'll cut it back to 20 as we keep going through the season. But I don't think I've ever done less than 20 minutes of skills, even on the day before a game. Okay, where do these skills apply? Like in the offense? So I kind of hinted at this a little bit. The wing entry, the low post entry. If you're just bringing the ball up the court and you got a kid up there guarding you, you can't just two-hand chest pass to wing. I don't want my players to come up and pick up the ball and then wrap around one hand, fling shot to the wing. All right, so your point guards are going to come up and they're going to make a move and they're going to juke middle, and then the defender is going to lean middle, and then I'm just going to pop back. Okay, I create a separation. Now I can throw a two-hand chest pass. Wings open. All right, if you're running chin, all right, where do these skills fall in line with chin? If you do layups, all right, two-hand chest pass, that's the guard to guard. Hezzy, and then cut. All right, when we teach chin, we throw the guard to guard, we hezzy, and then we cut. Layup finishes, all these different layups, righty on the right, lefty on the right, righty reverse, lefty reverse. They have 4 different layups. Anytime you get a layup opportunity on a drive or on a cut, they got to be able to shoot all those layups. We will eventually, we'll teach them how to score off 2 feet as well. But here's the thing. Right now, it's like that they all do 2 feet because that's the easy one. It kind of surprises me a little bit. We don't shoot layups well at all. I can't tell you how many guys are now shooting right-handed layups off the right foot. Now, you see pros do this all the time. We're not working with pros, all right? And they're doing it, but they don't know why they're doing it, all right? Pros will shoot a right-handed layup off the right foot because it's awkward, and they can create separation that way. It's almost kind of like a hook shot layup. It's just the timing, the beat's just different, all right? But if you can't shoot a regular righty, it's like every layup's going to be weird, all right? And then you're going to miss the easy one because you just couldn't jump off the correct foot. Post moves, if you design this in your offense, and again, I'm a huge fan of posting everybody up, all right? Everybody's got to be able to post, all right? And we can design getting the post, and you'll see us do this in the skill work at the end of this here, is I want my post players to get open off of our back cuts. So we'll go back door, take the defender with us, then we turn around and stop, then we post up. The back door gets the post open. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And this is one of the reasons why Pete Carrill was saying in one of his videos, like, Michael Jordan would have flourished in the Princeton offense because Michael Jordan's a post player. He developed the post game. Now, he didn't shoot hook shots. He shot fadeaways. But to get open in the post, go back door, you have to respect that. If you cut hard, you have to respect that. All right? If you teach your players to cut hard and you hold them accountable to cut hard and your players cut hard, that defender is turning, they're snapping their head and they're chasing, and then boom, we stop and they keep going, and I turn around, step up, and post up. All right, now come back at me. Oh, you come back at me, now I'm going to start to make my move again. Okay, and then we'll do some point shooting, point series shooting. So we'll throw the ball to a coach or a big man, go screen away, chop our feet, pop back, and we're going to mimic the same movements in the point series to get some shooting up. And then we'll cut off that. If I am going to do any drills, I'm going to mimic exactly what we do in the offense, and it's going to be scoring drills. I will do 3-on-0 to get one player back door and then a screener popping to shoot a 3, and we'll put a coach in the drill to we'll have the player throw the back door, we'll have the coach throw the chest pass to the shooter. And the post players get in practice throwing the back door, the layups, all right? And we're working on cutting, finishing the layups, we're working on screening, popping back, all the correct footwork, and then we're working on shooting. So we're working on a ton of stuff, but we're only working on the actual action or the actual movement in the action of that part of the offense. I'm not doing this drill to teach them the offense. We do that 5-on-0, we do that 5-on-5. We never do that 3-on-0 or 4-on-0, ever, okay? All right, questions? I flew through that. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I know more coaches are watching this session on replay than live. So if you have a comment, type in replay so I know you're watching replay. So when I go scroll through them, I can see who's who. What I want to do now is I tell you what, let me do this first, and then we'll wrap up with this video. Okay. So I told you June 5th, I'm going to be in Salina, Ohio. We're going to do a one-day clinic to be 8 hours. There's a small possibility that I might go do 3 or 4 hours at another school up the road. Hopefully that'd be great. Don't know. It's not set in stone yet. June 5th is set in stone. But we had the VIP offer for this clinic. Once this week is over, there's a 14-day free trial. I got to take that away because that'll bleed over into the clinic. But if you get VIP and during this free 14 days, you can get access right now for everything that I've ever done on the court and all of my courses and all my programs. We've had our first clinic was in San Antonio, worked with the boys, worked with the girls. Our second clinic was in Warsaw, Indiana. And these are all 12, 14-hour clinics. Some were 16. We went to Garden Grove, California. This is in Orange County in Los Angeles, just outside Los Angeles. Been to Versailles, Ohio, worked with a varsity girls team. This was a great clinic. Hamilton, Ohio, this is a small college. This is Miami University, one of their satellite campuses. These guys, we did this clinic in June. The very next season, they went and won the small college national championship. This was an excellent group to work with. And then the year after that, which was just this past season, they were runner-up national champions. And if you notice the coaches in this, head coach is Mike Pyatt on the left there. He is the coach who's going to be hosting me in Salina June 5th. He took a storied varsity boys program up the road. This is Montgomery, Indiana, Bar Reeve High School. They hosted, I think this is my 5th clinic. I've already lost my numbers. I think this is number 5. We've done 8. We've done 7 total. We're going into number 8. Bar Reeve is the winningest program. The varsity boys is the winningest program in Indiana history by percentage in the last 25, 30 years. And then last fall, from the 7th clinic, we went to San Antonio, Texas for the 2nd time. Worked with the varsity girls, the varsity boys. We had 3 varsity boys programs come in. Steele, coach on the left, Coach Herrera in the middle. It was hosting us at Piper. Both of them powerhouses, D1, D2, and they do it differently in Texas. But 2 of the biggest schools there, and they were both had high expectations of being in the state tournament, and doing that in Texas is crazy. When I worked with Steele's guys in that clinic, those were the best athletic team, and they were very disciplined. They listened, very coachable. It was awesome experience. And we actually ran real practice sessions with him. But you can get access to all of these videos right now for free. All of these clinic replays. And we've done 7 clinics. The 8th one's June 5th. Here in Salina, Ohio. Very cool gym. This is a school very dedicated to basketball. I also have a ton of courses, a ton of all these clinics. And then we've done a bunch of installation camps where in installation, we've probably done twice as many installation camps as we have clinics, where I actually travel. And instead of in a clinic, it's designed for the coaches, the camp's installed for that team and those players. We'll actually pre-design everything that we're going to do. We'll go there and then we'll spend 1 or 2 days and we will actually install the offense for them. Okay, so we've probably done, I think, maybe 16 installation camps now, 15 or 16. I got 13 in here. I got to add like 3 more to the membership. I've got playbooks. I've got practice plans. Everything that I've ever done. Here's all the clinics, extra slide. Here's what the installation camps look like. All the videos are in there. There's practice plans to a lot of these camps in there, so you can kind of follow along with what we're doing. I have a separate program I call Coaching Mastery, where if you want to study different offenses, different defenses, if you want a more simplified version of the Princeton Offense Challenge, I did a 21-day challenge about 1.5 years ago, and that's in there. That's great. It's just a ton of stuff. Whiteboard breakdowns, on-court breakdowns, playbooks, practice plan. Oh, this is the Princeton Dribble Drive course that I put in there. If you want to run Princeton and Dribble Drive as a hybrid, it's in there. If you want to run just straight up, just go deeper on the Dribble Drive, this is like a 12-hour program, whiteboard, on-court clinic, and then actually I installed Dribble Drive for a team that was going to run it that year. So all of this you can get at 14 days for free. It's just for VIP. I didn't really push this or market this, push it very hard, but I've never really given all of that 14 days for free. I've never given the clinics for free. And just for this year, you guys can get all that. Okay, so before we go to day 4, I want to pop over here and I want to I want to show you video. So we're 45 minutes in, maybe about 15, 20 minutes of me taking a group through all of the skill work. Okay, and you probably won't see everything in this first 20 minutes, but you're going to see me breaking down everything we do with this group. All right, so I'm going to pop that in. So I'm going to go away for about 15, 20 minutes, watch this replay of, and this was a youth clinic we did in Lagodi, Indiana. They, awesome, maybe the most favorite gym that I've been in. And we worked with their 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, JV, varsity. We actually showed them how would we install this at the youth level, what would we teach at each level, and then how would we progress to the new thing the next year, and then when they graduated and went to the next year, and then the next year, and how what this offense would look like at the middle or at the youth level, and then what it would look like at the varsity level. So very cool. This was a private coaching clinic that we did. Youth all the way up to varsity. It was very fun. So I'm going to pop in, I'm going to show this on the screen, go away for about 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then I'll be right back. All right. Thanks, Coach. Enjoy.
And we're going to get through a lot. You guys going to do more offense in 2 hours than you've probably done since Coach came over here and started working out with you guys, especially in one spot. Okay? All right. So everyone got a basketball? Everyone can have a basketball on this. Come down here on the baseline and we'll get going. All right? Everything we do skill-wise, fellas, the goal is to create separation. If you cannot create separation, you can't score. All right, that's one-on-one with the basketball. That's whether you're making a cut, whether someone's screening for you and slipping. If you can't create separation, you can't score. If we can't shift a varsity defense out from the paint to out here, we can't score. Okay, so everything that we do, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's 5-on-0, 5-on-5, we're trying to create separation, trying to create space. That's the whole thing. The first thing we're going to do on these cones, we're going to do a stationary, we call it in and out blow-bys. So 2 moves. All you have to have is 2 moves. Let me see one ball. We're going to do in and out blow-bys. And it's stationary. So I'm going to stand here. You're going to, when you dribble, guys, and I've told the other guys this, dribble up here. If you're standing straight up and down, dribble up to your armpit height. If I get down here, I'm still dribbling high, but I'm only dribbling right here. Don't dribble the ball down here. When you're playing basketball, you don't dribble the ball down here. If you're dribbling down here and you make a move, your feet go and the ball stays behind. If you're dribbling up here, you make a move, the ball goes first, and then you chase it. That makes you more explosive. All right, so everything that we do, dribble the ball high. We're going to dribble 3 times, 2, 3, and you're going to juke like you're going to go around the cone, and then you're going to come back and you're going to lead step and you're going to blow by them. So this is called an in and out blow by. All you need is a move and a counter move. You don't need 17 different moves. 1, 2, 3, in and out, reach step blow by. So if we have to double up on a couple cones, we will. But all I'm worried about with this drill is not a conditioning drill. It's an explosion drill. You make 3 dribbles, you in and out, you blow by, and as hard as you can for 2 steps. Then you can chill out and relax. Then the next guy goes. Next guy goes, and you come back with your other hand. All right? Everyone right-handed? Any lefties? Lefty? So you start with your right hand first, everyone else start with your left hand first. And then when you come back, switch. Okay, you guys got it? Okay, first guy up. All 5 guys up, 5 guys up. Ready? Go. Good. Next guy, now next group's coming. Next group's coming, let them go, and then you guys go back. Good. Good. It's not a race to get through it. 3 dribbles. 1, 2, 3. Back up from the cone a little bit, because one of the things is I want you guys to get used to going north and south. If you make your move late, a couple guys are doing this. You make your move, you're here, and then you go here and around. That's slow, that's inefficient. Back up a little bit. If you make your move on time, it's 1, 2, 3. It's in and out, and then here and here, and I'm in a straight line. All right, here you go. There you go, good. It's a huge difference, huge difference. Good, it's a huge difference. Good, bad. make your move. All you're trying to do is get your defender to lean one way, and not only just lean one way, if you're up here making the move on me, and you make that in and out move, not only do you want me to go this way, all right, the in and out, now you're juking this way, you don't want me to go east and west. You want me to go south. So when you make this move, juke like you're going by me. So I do this. If I do this, when I come back at you, I have got to drop this foot. And now you can go forward by me. Okay, so the next move, so that's the move, the move, right here. The move is the blow by. Now once you blow by someone, you go like this and you juke and go. Everyone else, by the way, is gone for that. So juke and go. When he goes this way, the same way that you had me going, when you cross over, now he took that away, you cross over and you go forward like this. This is the big thing. Everyone else will do this. They'll make this move and then they'll go sideways and then they'll round it off. All right, again, it's slow, it's inefficient. If you want to score against, my philosophy is I want to train to beat players who are better than me, bigger than me, faster than me, stronger than me, better basketball players. All right, and if you can be quick and make it be a threat on your feet, get him to go that way, I can cross over and go forward. The way that they taught us to do this, they taught us to make this move, cross over and go backwards, and then go. And I don't like that. I want to be aggressive. I want to be a threat. Okay? Now, we're going to do a crossover, then we're going to do a scissor. It's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, in and out, juke here. If it's a crossover, I'm going forward. If it's a scissor, I'm going forward. And we're not going to work on these, but if it was behind the back, it's going forward. The ball moves the same path every single time. All right, so now we go in and out, crossover, in and out, crossover. Crossover before the cone, crossover before the cone. Indiana, I think. There you go, good. That in and out sells one way. If you just come straight up at him and just cross over, you're just hoping that you're quicker than him. But if you can get him leaning here, he goes, then you cross over. All right, let's do the same thing, scissor. Same thing with the, good. The passes I like to make are two-hand chest passes. And there's a reason, once we start putting the offense in, there's a reason why I like a two-hand chest pass, two-hand chest pass, two-hand chest pass. You're stronger with the two hands. Get your elbows out. If you squeeze the ball, you can actually turn your arms kind of like a spring, and then you step into it. All right. I don't like the one-hand pass because if you're guarding me here, and I'm right-hand dominant, and I got to make a one-hand pass like this, you get your hand on it. Okay. Now, also, if I make a two-hand chest pass and you're guarding me, still get your hand on it, right? That's why we did the dribble moves first. So if I'm coming down here and I get you going that way, I can turn and throw a two-hand chest pass. All right? So if you have to throw two-hand chest passes to create a passing lane, you have to have a good dribble move. All right? Makes you a better basketball player. Start passing is, I'll jump in here with you, is we're going to throw a two-hand chest pass at a diagonal. You're going to throw a two-hand chest pass here. You're going to catch it. You're going to throw it across to the opposite way. And you're going to follow it to that line. You're going to catch it, throw it to that line. You're going to catch it, throw it to that line. You're going to throw it back up top, and you're going to follow. Now, if you're the receiver, your toes are pointed at the passer. When the ball's in the air, my feet are in the air. And then while I'm in the air, I'll turn my feet and I'll point them to who I'm passing to. So ball's here, so I catch it, I step in, and now my feet are going this way. And as soon as I land, it's coming your way. So it's coming this way like this. Whoop. And it comes straight across. Now, you got to hit them on the numbers. You don't want to sit it out here. We got to hit them in the numbers. All right, got it? Here we go. Yep. Call me coach. Nice. Yep. Oh. Yep. Oh. One they can handle. One they can handle. Ball line. Ball's in this line. All right. 2 chest passes. Chest pass, two-hand chest pass, two-hand chest pass. The layups I'll talk about in a second. What's more important is what you're doing right here. If you can't create separation, you can't score. So if you can't get by your guy up here, scoring down there is going to be tough. So it's the hesitation that makes the cut work. So I'm going to make this pass, and I'm going to stand, I'm going to hesitate, and I can relax. And it really is a way, you just got to like, as the offense, we know when the race begins. We know when it starts, the defense is reacting to us. If we play that way, they're always going to be behind chasing. So I make this pass, I hesitate, and then it's that right there, that's where I beat them. It's that 0 to 60, that first 2 steps, that's where I beat them. Okay, so this is what you're working on up here. 2-hand chest pass, hezi, boom, and then you turn and go. Now on the 2-hand chest pass back, all right, which now we've done star passing. It's ball in the air, feet in the air, but you turn your feet and aim it to where you're going. All right, 4 layups. Everyone knows the righty on the right. Okay, I also want you to shoot lefties on the right. Off your right foot, shoot it with your left hand. Put a little English on it. You got a righty reverse, and you have a lefty reverse. Those are the 4 layups you have. The one thing you're never allowed to do from now on is get here, you're not allowed to do this. Set your feet up. All right, at this level, you set your feet up, you're playing team. Again, I don't know what your guys' hopes and goals are this year, winning the league, sectional, district, state, whatever it is. Eventually, you're going to play teams that are bigger, faster, stronger than you are. You slow down at this, you start doing this to slow down, then defense is going to catch up. So you cut as hard as you can, and then whatever foot you're off of, you shoot that layup. All right, so righty on the right, lefty on the right, righty reverse, lefty reverse. Last thing, the passer determines the layup. The cutter's always open. All right, when we do back cuts here in a little bit, the cutter's always open. As a cutter, you're the receiver. You're Randy Moss. Hand up, throw me the ball, I'm open. Okay, you just cut as hard as you can. If he hits you early, when you catch it, you shoot that layup. If he hits you late, it's going to be more of a reverse. So the passer, you just can't go through the motions here. If you want him to shoot a layup on the right side, hit him early. If you want him to shoot a reverse, hit him late. It's on you to mix it up. It's on you to mix it up. All right, passer is the rebounder. Switch lines. You guys got it? Here we go. Nice. Passer's a rebounder. Passer's a rebounder. Shoot different layups. Shoot different layups. Not bad. There you go, good. Passer, you're the rebounder. Passer, the rebounder. It's a new concept in Indiana, I think. Here we go. Nice lefty, nice lefty. Hey, hold up real quick. Put names on passes. You guys ever see the collegiate practice? When you guys are just shooting layups, making passes, star passing, put names on it. But when a guy finishes it well, pick him up. All right, pick him up. Good finish, good left hand. Woo! You know, pick up the energy. Let the energy, you guys, listen, I'm telling you what, we do layups 9 minutes a day. And it's the most exciting 9 minutes of my practice. All right, guys go, and I'm telling you what, here's another thing, is guys that can't dunk right now, by the end of the year, you might be dunking, just by the way that you guys get used to jumping and all of the repetition with the layups. All right, here we go. There you go. Passer, you're the rebounder. Passer, you're the rebounder. Names, names. Here we go. Passer, you're the rebounder. They're just shy. Sometimes bring it up with your right, sometimes bring it up with your left. If you go baseline, when you make your move, you have 1 dribble to score. If you take 2 dribbles, it has to be a reverse. If you come and make a move and go middle, you have 2 dribbles. If you can get there in 1, I'll be impressed. All right, here we go. Go. Nice. I think you can get there in 1. Think you can get there in 1. That's it right there. Use the backboard, use the backboard, use the backboard.
one line?
2 lines, 2 lines. Yep. Okay. Good. Nice. Come up the cone the same way we did it. Slow down. Slow down, make your moves. Dance and make your move and go. Good, good. You don't need that second dribble. Don't need that second dribble. You guys push it out. You don't need that second dribble. Good, good. Here we go, here we go. Good, good, good. Keep your eyes up, keep your eyes up. There you go. Stop, all right, fast as you can. Fast, 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 fast. You're really athletic off 2. See if you can get some off 1 foot. Yes, yes, yes. When you're bodied up in a game, get off 2 all day long. But when you got space, get off 1 score. Faster, it's faster. Nice. Finish it, finish it, finish it. There you go, there you go. Stretch it out. Fast, fast, fast. Fast, turn the corner, fast, turn the corner, fast. Nice. Not bad. Now when you're going left, I'll let you backhand it. I'll let you throw it.
All right, there we go. So that's just a sample, about 15, 16 minutes of one of the clinics that we did. But that's how we go through our skill work. And that's the first time that those guys, that group have ever done skill work with me. So sloppy in the beginning, a lot of teaching in the beginning. But once you do this day after day after day after day, it's just like they just bang and they just go. All right, so does anyone have any questions? Any questions at all? If you're watching this on replay, again, put your questions in there, type in replay, put your question in, and I will come back and answer every single one. Tomorrow is day 4 of the challenge. Just as important as learning the offense, choosing what offense to run, choosing the skills, and designing how your X's and O's are going to work, putting in the skill work, and now how we actually install the offense. This is probably, I probably should stop doing this one in the challenge. This is one of the biggest secrets to how to get your players to execute, right? Just give you a little bit of a hint when it comes to installing the offense. I am not a whole part whole guy. Whole part whole is how I was taught as a player. It's how I was taught to coach. First 7 years, that's what we did. We showed the whole thing. We broke it down in the drills, and then we came back and did the whole thing. I don't do that anymore. I don't believe that it works as efficiently, not nearly close to being as efficient as what we call the progression method. So tomorrow we're going to be installing the offense for timing, cadence, and confident decision-making in the moment, problem solving for execution. Right? We're going to teach our players how to make binary decisions, confident decisions, and it all comes down to how we install the offense, step by step by step. And this is usually, for me, it's one of the most eye-opening presentations I do, because it's like, oh, it's like, okay, I start to figure out, but how do we teach it? Where do we start? How do we rep it? How do we get all these? Because we talk about reps and repetition stacking in the skill work, but that carries on into the offensive session of practice, okay? So tune in tomorrow, day 4, same bat time, same bat channel, and watch your email. I'll send all the times out in email tomorrow as well. But if you have any questions, you can always email me, coach@hoopsindetail.com. If you want to be VIP and come to one of these clinics, or come to the clinic June 5th, get the replays to all my other previous clinics, send me an email, coach@hoopsindetail.com, or in any of the emails that I've sent you. If you can find the link where it says, go here to get VIP, you can go there to get VIP. All right? Have any questions? Let me know, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Thanks, Coach.